This is now my fourth attempt making suggestions on this video. You can probably hear the exhaustion in my voice. This rider mentions this horse has arthritis in its neck, and because I am not a vet or a chiropractor, I am not going to address the head tossing into the canter. But for those of you who do have horses that toss their head in their transitions, I recommend frequent transitions and maintaining a bend through the neck. That's not what this video is about though, so I'm going to address the saddle fit, seeing as this rider mentioned the saddle is not hers. As she comes along here, you can see the seat is too big and the flap is too forward. When she returns to the trot, you can see the saddle places her in what we refer to as a chair seat. Besides the seat and flap size, the pommel could be too high, the cantle too low, or the stirrup bar set too far forward for her leg. Once again, I am not a vet, but this horse looks either arthritic behind or sore up front. You can see the heaviness on the forehand around each turn, as well as the horse rocking forward in the downward transition heading home at the end. However, I'm going to assume this horse is comfortable and capable in order to do a suggestion video. I recommend balancing exercises at home, such as turn on the forehand, turn on the haunches, and lateral work. This will help the horse off its forehand, placing more power for cleaner turns and faster time. If the horse becomes balanced enough, you will have auto changes, which will help with power and speed in the pattern. Symmetry in the hind end is crucial. I would like to see this rider posting off her seat bones versus her pubis rami or pubic ramus. I need a skeleton. I would like to see her pelvis lifted like in her canter, placing her on her seat bones. Use the outside rein and outside leg on a circle to bring the horse around versus just the inside rein. Keep hands low on a relaxed rein. This is how every kid should grow up. Her leg is in the right position for riding bareback. I would just like to see her ribs come forward for better balance and a straighter back. This is a lovely pair, and I really wish that my own warm blood would be this light and forward off my aids. She takes her horse across the long diagonal to execute a flying change with minimal, if not any, movement from her body. Though I am being picky, this is a good opportunity to remind riders to keep their eye up. Not only is it important to look where you're going in order to plan, but your head has a lot to do with your balance. I remind students to look up while keeping their horse in their peripheral. Develop a feel of what's correct versus having to look. This is another good opportunity to remind riders that horses spook. More than likely, a horse will spook away from the rail, so I am always ready to step into my inside seat bone and inside stirrup in order to stay with the horse. These two are such a stunning pair. A distracted horse may spook. However, an attentive horse will ignore everything but the rider's aids. Therefore, keeping a horse moving and in work is important when they spook. I personally enjoy packaging the energy I get from a spook. Additionally, I do not recommend praising or punishing a horse for spooking. If you ignore it, they ignore it. Work as usual. Love this horse and rider.